Hey everyone, my name is Ryan and I'm currently a first year vet student studying at the University of Melbourne. So in one of my earlier vlogs, I actually showed myself travelling from Singapore to Melbourne. However, I didn't really cover what happened after that video. So in this week's video, I'll talk a teeny bit about my experiences settling down in Melbourne, as well as share some tips with you guys on what you should do when settling down as an international student overseas. So let's get right into it. So the number one thing that you have to do prior to moving to your new country is to actually prepare a checklist that has all of the things that you need to do once you arrive in your new country. So this was actually a tip from my mother, so credits to her. Initially, I didn't really take her advice seriously, but once I arrived in Australia, the lack of sleep from the previous night in the plane, coupled with the new environment and the sheer number of things that I had to do in Australia actually became really overwhelming. So the checklist actually allowed me to prioritize the things that I needed to do and allowed me to work on them one little step at a time. So the act of actually crossing out the things that you have completed actually provides you with some motivation as well to continue on with completing your checklist. So I definitely recommend all of you guys to do that before moving on to your new country. So the second thing that you need to do after moving into your new country is to actually inspect your room. So I don't know if you remember this, but in my previous vlog, I actually ended it off saying that I was going to take a short nap. So what did I do after my nap? Well, I immediately inspected my apartment, I took loads of photos, and I also identified pieces of furniture or certain areas of the house that was damaged before informing my landlord about it. So I did this on the very first day that I moved in because I wanted to let my landlord know that these damages was pre-existing and that I was not accountable for them. So my landlord could A, come down to my apartment and repair these damages, and B, not charge me for them because I was not accountable for it. So the third thing that you need to do once you move into your new country is to actually open up a new bank account. So this was something that I did 1 or 2 days after moving into Australia. And this was because many places in Australia actually carry out contactless payments. So it would be really good for you to have a local bank account so you won't incur any additional surcharges when you use your credit card. The good thing about Australia is that many Australian banks actually allow you to create a bank account in your own country before you move over to Australia. How does this work? Well, when you create a bank account online in your home country, the bank account is actually there, but it is actually inactivated. So once you move into Australia, you can actually visit any one of these bank branches and actually activate your bank account just by showing your passport, your certificate of enrollment at your university, and also your visa. So definitely do it once you move into Australia. Next, I would like to talk about what I feel you guys should do first when settling down in your new country. So for the first few days, I actually will recommend you guys to actually eat outside first. Your main priority at this point is to actually buy your household items. So this will include your mattresses, your pots and pans, your cutlery, and also some furnitures that you may need. So once you get all of these items down, then you should start getting groceries because food in countries such as Australia is actually quite expensive. So why do I want you guys to prioritize getting household items first? The reason is actually quite simple. That is because to cook groceries, you actually need your pots and pans first. If you have enjoyed my video so far, do remember to support me by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and ringing that notification bell. It will really help me out as it will inspire me to continue making new videos to help you guys. So in Australia, I actually recommend you to go to Kmart, Big W, or even IKEA to get your household items. Once you've gotten your household items, then you should probably visit the local market such as the Queen Victoria Market to get groceries, or you can also visit supermarkets such as Woolworths, Coles, or even Aldi's. I really like Aldi's because their meat is really cheap and I usually go there to get it. So those are some recommendations for you to get items that are cheap. Oh, and one more thing, Costco also sells items that are really cheap, but they usually sell them in bulk. So if you were to go there to get your groceries, you should definitely go with a group of friends so you can actually split between yourselves. Lastly, I would like to also talk about something that I experienced when I first moved over to Australia, and that is loneliness. When I first moved over, I actually came to Australia alone. So loneliness was something that I experienced really strongly at the start. So what I recommend you guys to get over this rut is to actually start being more open and trying your very best to talk to people and make new friends. So what I did when I first moved over was to actually try to start like small talk with people at the elevator first. So I know this is really difficult for some of you because you're not really like experienced with interacting with total strangers, but trust me, it is something that you will get better at doing with time. So definitely muster up the courage and take that first step forward. It will feel really uncomfortable at first, but it gets easier over time. I remembered scrolling through TikTok one day and I heard someone saying that the longer you stay silent, the harder it is for you to take that first initiative to start a conversation. So once you enter the lift, just go for it. Hey, how's it going, man? You doing good? So whereabouts are you from? Something like that, and then try to push the ball, get it rolling. Another thing that you can do is to sign yourself up for loads of orientation events. So during these events, people will be more open to making new friends because all of you will be studying at the same university. So it is more likely for people to be more open. So there's a higher chance that people will want to get to know you because they want to hang out with you once school starts. So definitely use that opportunity to make new friends and meet as many people as you can. So I really hope these tips will help you settle down in your new country, and I hope that you guys will thrive. So I wish you all the best and see you all in future videos. Peace.